All right, guys, I'm here in my garage at the moment, and I just started. I've done this a couple of times. In the spring, the garden centers bring in bulbs. Some plants you can grow from bulbs. And so far, I've had good luck with it. Well, not cheap, but it's a much more inexpensive way to get the plants you're after. So these are some agapanthus, and I am going to get some for my front yard this year. And the agapanthus are now in the nurseries, and they're around about $16 each. So I bought this bag. Actually, I bought 3 of these bags, and you get 2 bulbs each, or sections of root, and it was for $8. So, $4 a plant is about a quarter of the price per plant. My suggestion would be when you get the bags, look at the roots to make sure the soil still has a little bit of moisture, and generally you can kind of start to see a little bit of green growth coming out of them. I've done this with cannas and colocasias, like elephant ears, caladiums, things like that. And it is an inexpensive way. You can start them out early. I actually just left them in my garage on the floor because I didn't have any pots to put them in. I did give them some water when they're looking dry. And so I just potted them up. And you can see the agapanthus here. So some of the sections, it was more like a root than a bulb. Some of them had 2 plants each. That one's a 2, that one's a single. There's a single here and there's a double there. So it ended up being a pretty inexpensive way to get some sort of expensive plants or flowers. So I know they still have them around in the garden center. You see a lot of like daylilies, dahlias, things like that. So I would recommend it, but I would just, make sure that the soil's not too dry when the one you select. And if you see some new green growth, these ones just had a little bit of growth started. They've kind of grown that much in the bag in this dark garage. So definitely something I would recommend. Not going to say every single one you get is going to work, but it is a kind of inexpensive way to do it. And pretty soon here, they'll be putting them on sale. I know, especially like the caladiums. Home Depot does like a caladiums elevator pack. There's like 30 something bulbs. That's a pretty good way to get it. And then in the winter, if you live in a zone where they're not hardy, you can pull those bulbs and dry store them in a cool, dark place. So just a small tip to say that I've done it. It's worked for me, and it's a good way to save a little bit of money. Thanks for watching.